Welcome everybody, Jameson C. Montgomery here with you. I haven't been on live for a long time, so I wanted to pop in and see how everybody's doing. I know a lot of you are still trying to figure this thing out. I'm right here with you. I've gotten some great messages from some of you all, emails, asking questions about what you can try now. I know the time is just going by. And it's just becoming something now that's a part of your life. That's not by choice. And I wanted to come here and let you know that uh, I set this to a few people in our group of Eustachian Tube Dysfunction 24/7. But I wanted to say this on the actual video is that just because you're not feeling healing, or let's say this, let's give you an example. You start feeling pretty well for a couple of days, and then it goes into a week. You're still feeling pretty good. Maybe 5 or 6 days you're feeling pretty good. And then the next week suddenly you have a drop off and you start feeling terrible again. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're traveling backwards, in the sense that if you're still dealing with this condition and you have a recall, I guess you can say, it doesn't mean that you're further behind than when you started. It's one of those things where you just have to keep playing it by the course. You have to keep doing what you're doing. If you're not noticing a significant decrease in how you're feeling, but you're just kind of leveling back to where you were when you started, in a sense, it doesn't necessarily mean you're traveling backwards. So a lot of you have gotten me, messaged me and emailed me and say, I was doing pretty good for a while, and all of a sudden now, boom, I start feeling bad again. That is just the name of this game, and I want you all to know to not be discouraged by that, because that doesn't necessarily mean that this condition is going to revert back to the worst possible way you felt since you started feeling this condition of eustachian tube dysfunction. So I wanted to get that out of the way and let you know now that you're still heading in the forward position. Okay, so if you're new to my channel, I'd like to let all of you guys know most of my videos are about eustachian tube dysfunction, tinnitus, and occasionally I'll throw in PET, patulous eustachian tube disorder. And then I'm starting to think that maybe I should incorporate some more specialty challenges, I guess you can say. But I think these 3 to 4 different conditions are enough to develop more content to help you guys all out, because I'm still getting new questions that I never considered. So I really am proud about that. But you're on this video right now is because you're feeling the way you're basically not feeling the way you used to. And I want to let you know, if you're new to my channel, I've been there. I could tell you right now, I've been there, and it's not a easy road to travel. The problem is a lot of people associate ear difficulties with just maybe your occasional congestion, or if you do have an ear infection. But this is something that affects you mentally. It affects your well-being. It affects the way you see things now. It's part of your life, and not in a not so good way. So I want all you guys to know that this is a journey that's not very enjoyable, but it's a journey that you will get out of. I have done tons of research. I could not tell you how many articles I've read, how many things I've learned over the course of dealing with this condition, but I can tell you right now, eventually there is an end to it, if you do the right things to make it be an end to it. I wanted to come on here because I've done a video about this, but I want to be a little more adamant about my commitment to staying the course of what I feel about coffee. And I'm probably gonna get a lot of thumbs down, but that's fine. That's not why I do these videos. I do these videos because I feel like they're still ongoing problems, and I want everybody to know that some people say, well, what's your research? How do you come to the assumption that coffee is the only and main problem? That's the thing. I am not saying that coffee is the only and main problem. I am saying that it is not helping. So you have to look at things in this perspective. You have to find things that help, and you have to find things that minimize the difficulty that you're having. And if you can't, whatever it is you're doing, whether that be a consumption of a beverage or a lifestyle or an activity, if it's not contributing to decreasing your pain or your problems, or improving that situation, then it's almost like, why are you doing it? Because it's a tight line that that problem can essentially become an issue for you because it's not contributing to you healing. So give you an example is that a lot of you who are coffee drinkers, I've gotten some comments too that have said, yeah, you're right, I need to stop drinking so much coffee. And I'm telling you right now, and I say it with the most sincerity, and I say it very bluntly, it's not really helping you. You can Google coffee benefits right now, and you'll probably see something in there that says, you know, it boosts your antioxidants. It may also aid in good blood flow, good circulation, better outlook. For some, it helps obviously because it has caffeine. It's going to help get you going in a positive way. But I'm not talking about those people, and I'm not talking about those benefits. I'm talking about now you have something that you didn't have before, and now we have to challenge this in a different light. So for all of you who are watching this video that have stumbled across this video that are heavy coffee drinkers and somehow you don't have Eustachian tube dysfunction, I am not targeting you all. I am targeting those who now have the condition, and that is most of the people on my channel who have the condition. That's why you're here most of the time. And of course I do other videos occasionally that are more towards spiritual and motivation, but now I am more targeted into this condition because I feel like there's a need. So I've completely converted my channel to just treating, or I should say not necessarily treating, but targeting information in this sense here for this condition. So now it took a long time to rebrand, and I feel like it's worth it because it's, in the end of the day, I feel like I have a lot to give still. I have a lot to offer for those dealing with this condition, being a sufferer myself. So I want you all to know that if you are just a heavy coffee drinker and you love it and it doesn't bother you, you still get your 7, 8 hours of sleep at night, nothing's keeping you up, no insomnia, nothing that's getting into your daily life, your way of living, please continue to do what's best for your body and what's best for your lifestyle. But I am targeting those with ETD, Eustachian Tube Dysfunction, and I'm targeting those that have this condition already, and those are the people that I want to let know that this condition is not being helped by drinking coffee. I have done tons of videos, I'll leave them in the description, about coffee and why it does what it does to you and how it's not helping. This video is more of a being a little bit more adamant to just remind you that if you've given up a little bit and you started consuming the beverage again, and now you feel like you reverted a little bit with your Eustachian Tube Dysfunction healing, it might be because you have given up and started drinking more coffee again. I'm going to tell you right now, for all of you out there listening right now, I am going to challenge you to, who have the condition now, to give yourself at least 30 days. 30 days of not consuming any and at all coffee. And I would like to say no caffeine. I mean, but some of you are going to be watching and say, this guy's pushing it. But you can do it. I mean, seriously, there's a point in time in your life where you consume your first caffeinated beverage, gave you a little spike, you had all this energy, and you from there on you ran with it. But I will tell you right now, once you give up caffeine, you start finding the energy that you used to as a child, in a sense that now it's more natural. And that's what you want to be. You want to be more on the natural side. You want to find that burst of energy from the foods that you consume, you know, the omega-3s, the vitamin Ks, your greens, getting your vegetables in, things like that. And you want to find the energy that way, because it's more, it's more of an accomplishment that you've put the work in and now your body's responding well, not just a stimulant that's giving you this quick rush and then all of a sudden, boom, you're going to crash later on it. So I am going to take this video and I'm going to remind you all, if you're reverting back, that's one, keep going. Two, if you are stimulating yourself with caffeine, specifically coffee, and then you have a lapse and you come back again, you can't blame the condition, and you really can't say that it's just, you know, why is this lasting so long? Because you have a moment where you're doing well, and then you tend to, as humans, we all do, we tend to kind of go go backwards sometimes because of life and different things like that. But my job here is to remind you all to keep moving forward. And I want you all to remember that if you are having a problem, you're having this lapse where you're going backwards, just think about what you're doing overall, and if it's helping, if it's not helping. Remember my example, my two perspectives is if it's not decreasing something that you're feeling bad and not improving something, then what is it good for? So you have to look at it in that perspective, and so that's very important. Like you see here, you have to stay on top of good positive literature. You have to find from within things that are going to make you feel better. Chamomile tea, something that I'm really passionate about. Just recently started consuming more of my Siberian pine nut oil. For some of you that are not familiar with Siberian pine nut oil, it's very good for the digestive system. And for all of you out there that you feel like maybe you've consumed maybe too many bad foods, and you're kind of like just you know when your stomach and your body is just not where it should be, it's time to start detoxing and doing the things that are going to get you back on the right track. So Siberian pine nut oil, I can leave a link or I can leave some information on it in the description. And then just staying on top of things to keep yourself moving, because this condition, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's an easy road as long as you do this and do that. I'm going to tell you factually that it's not an easy road at all. But I will also be that coach that's going to say, hey, you're not doing what you should be doing. I have to be very transparent. For all the people I coach and talk to, I'm not going to just say, oh, you're doing everything you should be doing, continue. Because then I would, I'm not necessarily doing what I should be doing. And then it's a big problem that way. So I just wanted to pop in on here and tell all of you out there that I'm thinking of all of you. And I really want you to continue striving for that healing. This condition does have a purpose of making you feel defeated, but it can be defeated. This condition is not forever. I can tell you that right now. For some of you that have left me messages saying it's been 3 years, 5 years, 6 years, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be forever, even though you're in it now and you feel like you don't want to hear that. You just want to get over it. So know that I've been through it. Know that I understand. Know that I've completely sighed, and I have the utmost concern for all of you that feel like giving up, but I don't want you to. And this video is a reminder of why you shouldn't give up. And so if you got anything out of this video right now, it's to not just revert back to old habits that didn't work in the first place, but gave you somewhat comfort, because now you don't feel comforted because of the pain and suffering you're feeling. Just know that the end goal is far more nourishing than the present temporary high that you might get from something that didn't help you fully before. So, all right, everybody, if you have any questions at all, absolutely feel free to reach me. I have my email at the bottom of the video here. You can leave comments, as well as join our Eustachian Tube Dysfunction 24/7 Facebook group. Great people on there. They're faster than me at responding, so I recommend them. I recommend all the people who are on there helping. And of course, I do have a video course that goes over into more depth about this condition and how you can do different things to help yourself remedy of it. Everything that's earned from that video course goes back into the research and getting providers to explain how we can get over this condition. So I really truly appreciate all of that. It keeps us functioning. So all right, like always, folks, being well is feeling well is doing well. So I will talk to you all soon. Take care, everybody.